Welcome students in your SST class. I am Ongida Niyogi, your SST teacher. We are learning the chapter Constitutional Design. In previous two parts, we have already learned the democratic constitution of South Africa and why do we need a constitution. And in this part, we will learn about the making of the Indian constitution. Okay. So, as in our previous part, we have already seen that South Africa went through different difficulties to form their constitutions. In the same manner, Indian constitution was also drawn up under very difficult circumstances. Okay. So, what difficult circumstances? At that time, the people of India were emerging from the status of subjects to that of citizens. Why? Because before the independent, the people of India do not get the privilege or do not get the status of being a citizen of India. Okay, so after the independence, they transform from status of subject to that of citizens. The country was born through a partition on the basis of religious difference. We all know about the partitions, East Pakistan and West Pakistan. Now East Pakistan is Bangladesh and West Pakistan is Pakistan. This is a traumatic experience for the people of India and Pakistan. At least 10 lakh people were killed on both sides of the border in partition related violence. At the time of partition, a huge amount of violences were happened, and in this violence, 10 lakh people were killed. There was another problem. Which problem? The British has left it to the rules of the Prince States to decide whether they want to merge with India or with Pakistan or want to remain independent. Prince States, that means which states were ruled by a king. Example, Sikkim, Jammu Kashmir, Hyderabad. These states were prince states, and British had left it to that states. The British government gave that states the opportunity that they could join with India or they could join with Pakistan, or if they want to remain independent they can. Okay, the march of these princely states was a difficult and uncertain task. When the constitution was being written, the future of the country did not look as secure as it does today. So, these were the difficulties before India to form its constitution. Okay? Now, next thing, the path of constitution. How the Indian constitution, the starting of Indian constitution, how the making of Indian constitution was started. Okay, the path of constitution. There we have already discussed that after the independence, India went through various difficulties like South Africa. But at the time of the national movement, India gone through a lot of things. Indian people gone through a lot of things. So they rejuvenate, that means rebuild their society, they transform their society and politics. So Indian society was transformed and politics was also changed due to the Indian national movement. And for that reason still there was sharp differences between different part of India and how could be the path of making the constitution. Okay. Now, at that time, Motilal Nehru. Do you know who was Motilal Nehru? Motilal Nehru was the president of Indian National Congress for 2 times. Okay, and the father of first Prime Minister of India, Jawaharlal Nehru. So Motilal Nehru in 1928 and 8 other Congress leaders drafted a constitution for India in 1920 first. Then in 1931, the resolution at the Karachi session of Indian National Congress dwelt on how independent India's constitution should look like. They also included some subjects. Which subjects? Number 1, universal adult franchises. Do you know what is universal adult franchises? Universal adult franchises give us the right to vote. Okay, that we now, if we are 18 years old, we are adult and we have the right to choose our representative and we have the right to cast our vote. Next thing, right to freedom and equality. And third thing, to the protecting the rights of minority. So these topics, universal adult franchises, right to freedom and equality, and to protecting the rights of the minority, these topics should be included in the Constitution of Independent India. This resolution was taken in 1931. In 1934, M.N. Roy, a member of Indian National Congress, first demanded for Constitutional Assembly. Constituent Assembly. Okay, Constituent Assembly. What is the Constituent Assembly? Constituent Assembly is an assembly of people's representative that write a constitution for a country. And what is a Constitution Assembly? An assembly of people's representative that writes a constitution for a country. Okay. So in 1934, M.N. Roy first demanded for an Constituent Assembly. Okay. But at that time, what was the problem or what was the situation of Indian legislature? At that time of the British rule, the British rule had given voting rights only to a few. Okay, only few people can vote. But now in today's, all Indian citizens above 18 years old can cast their vote. But at the time, only few can cast their vote. On that basis, the British had introduced a very weak legislature. Okay, then in 1937, so mind it, the first 1928, Motilal Nehru drafted a constitution. In 1931, Karachi session of INC, they took some resolutions, and 1934, M.N. Roy demanded for Constituent Assembly, and in 1937, election to provincial legislatures and ministries all over British India held. Okay. Do you know, at the time of the British India, there were 11 provinces. 11. Okay. there were 11 provinces in India. But the experience gained by Indians in the working of the legislative institutions provided to be very useful for the country in setting up its own institution and working in them. So, in 1937, when election was held, then the election was not too much or fully democratic, and the government which was formed, that was not also fully democratic, because at that time only few can vote. All citizen of India cannot vote. Okay, so the legislature was very weak, but the leaders got some ideas. That is why the Indian constitution opted many institutional details and procedures from colonial laws, like Government of India Act 1934. Okay. After that different years after that years of thinking and deliberation on the framework of constitution had another benefit. What type of benefit? Different leaders got different ideas from different countries constitution, like many of our leaders were inspired by the ideas of French Revolution, the the practice of parliamentary democracy in Britain, and the Bill of Rights in the US. So, in our Indian constitution, the parliamentary system was taken from the British constitution, and the Bill of Rights from USA. There are many countries like Australia, USSR, Germany, Canada, South Africa, Ireland. From different countries constitution, we took different provisions. Like from the USA, we got the provision of Supreme Court written constitution. Okay. From Australia, we got joint sitting of two houses of parliament. Okay, these provisions. So now next, at each step they were questioning whether these things suited our country. All these factors contributed to the making of our constitution. Okay. So next thing, the Constituent Assembly. So what is the Constituent Assembly? An assembly of people's representative that writes a constitution for a country. This is the Constituent Assembly. Okay. So in this part, we will find here very brief sketch of some of the leaders who played an important role in making the constitution. Okay. Now, the first thing, the drafting of the document called the constitution. The drafting of the document called the constitution was done by the assembly of elected representative, are called Constituent Assembly. Okay. Actually, what is the constitution? Constitution is the collection of rules and laws, basic rules and laws, how the citizen of a country, the government of a country should run or should behave, should practice. Okay. So the drafting of the document called constitution was done by who will draft? The elected representatives of the Constituent Assembly. And what is Constituent Assembly? An assembly of people's representative. We are the peoples, or we are the citizen, our representative, that write a constitution. Okay. So now if a constituent assembly made with the people's representative, then there need a election. So in July 1946, important year, in July 1946, election to the constituent assembly were held. Election to the constituent assembly were held, and after the election, when different representatives were chosen by the people, then what happened? Then the first meeting, when the first meeting was held in December 1946. So in July 1946 election held, and in December 1946 the first meeting was held. But after that, after the independent, or at the time of the independent, the partition took place between India and Pakistan, so the constituent assembly was also divided in Pakistan and India. The constituent assembly that wrote the Indian constitution had 299 members. In our Indian constituent assembly had 299 members. Okay, and in the drafting committee of the constitution there were, and the drafting committee of the constitution there were 6 members, and the chairman of our drafting committee of constitution was Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, the father of Indian constitution. 6 member plus chairman B.R. Ambedkar. Okay, so the assembly adopted, these two dates are very important. The assembly adopted the constitution on 26 November 1949, but it comes into effect on 26 January 1950. So the 26 January we celebrate as Republic Day of India. This is very, very important, this date. Adopted 26 November 1949 and came into effect 26 January 1950. So the 26 January 1950 is called the Republic Day of India. Now we have to learn, we have to know, not learn, we have to know why, what is the legitimacy of our Indian constitution, because why we believe in it, why we do not raise question against it. Okay, because number 1, the constitution does not reflect the views of its members alone. That means how many there was how many members? 299 members. Okay, so the constituent assembly does not reflect the views of its members alone. It expresses a broad consensus of its time. Many countries of the world have had to rewrite their constitution afresh again, because the basic rules were not accepted to all major social groups, all political parties. But in India, these types of things never happen. Yes, in India, many social or several group have questioned some provisions of the constitution. They need some revision, they need some modification of different provision of the constitution, but they never question on the legitimacy of the constitution, because we believe in our constitution, and our constitution doesn't reflect the view of its members alone, because its members are the representative of peoples. Okay, the second thing, there was no universal adult franchise at that time. Okay, at the time of the making of the Indian constitution, there was no universal adult franchises, so the constituent assembly could not have been chosen directly by all people of India. It was elected mainly by the members of the existing provincial legislatures that we mentioned above. How many provinces in India? 11. At that time, there was uh, 11 provinces in India. Okay, so the legislatures, that means leaders, ministers of these 11 provinces, choose the member of constituent assembly. Okay, but it doesn't mean that it is unfair, or this does not reflect the ideas of all people, because these provinces were distributed geographically, whole India, because whole India was divided into 11 provinces. So leaders of the legislatures come from the all over India to choose the member of the constituent assembly. Then this is very helpful to our Indian constitution to make it legitimate. Okay, and we accept this. Now, finally, the manner in which the Constituent Assembly worked gives sanctity to the Constitution. The Constituent Assembly worked in a systematic, open, and consensual manner. First, some basic principles were decided and agreed upon. Then, a drafting committee. I have already told that in a drafting committee there were 6 members, and Dr. B.R. Ambedkar were the chairman of that drafting committee. Then, the drafting committee, chaired by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, prepare a draft constitution for discussion. Several rounds of thorough discussion took place on the drafting constitution clause by clause. Okay, so these debates or these discussions are also collected and preserved in India. How many? There are 12 bulky volumes are contains the all constitutional debates. Okay, so in this way, the making of Indian's constitution was started.